Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon. I'm currently a Fox 7 Dun, and today I was going to start a new series where I start at 5Q and I try to rank it up as high as I can. Hopefully, you will enjoy that, and let's get started. Okay, so my first game is White, and if you have any openings that you want me to try as white or black, just let me know. Touch to facing 3/4s. And normally you want to approach an open corner first. And because he has high stones here, if he pincers here, he can build a lot of influence pretty quick. So normally you can just make a base here, and it makes it a lot harder for him to attack and try and use that. He approached this corner and he approached low. This stone is high, so to try and balance that, I'll also just play high and Kasumi. So now playing something over here becomes bigger, which he does right away, which might be too early. Because he left this here. So now I could press this down and then invade because I get stronger here. Or I can pincer, and if he runs out, I can try and build something on this side. Right now, because this is a 3/4 stone, and there's not really much potential here, the pincer doesn't seem that good to me. So I will press down. And then I will come over here to attack. So if I go farther away, he can make a base. Um, so you normally want to prevent your opponent from making a base too easily. If I go high somewhere, he can try to connect under. So I think third line is probably best here. And I'm thinking close, but this one also would probably work. But I like this one a little bit better. So if he tries to run out, I can just run out with him. He plays this one, which this is a little bit small. He's not really making that many points. If I just jump out, he can connect under. So I'm thinking I should either come out like this, or I can do a Kasumi. I'll probably do this one, because it's a little bit more, the follow-up is a little bit better. If I go here, he Tanukis and I attach, he can still Hane and stuff. But now if he Tanukis and I go here, he can jump here, but because these stones are here, it doesn't matter too much. Okay, looks like he's trying to live here, which you never really want to try and spend all your stones trying to kill. You just want to let it happen naturally if it does. So my goal here is to connect my groups while also surrounding. So even if he does live here small, I should have some potential on the outside to get what he gets or more. Though here it's looking like it might be kind of difficult for him to live. Okay, so he attaches, which is damaging this. And again, I'm just going to play nice and solid. He goes here, so he's starting to play this next. So I could Atari here, but then he can like try to go out and Atari this one, so it creates some weaknesses. If I go here and he connects, I have a lot of cutting points, so those doesn't really seem worth it to play. If I connect here, he can cut here, which is cutting this off. So I think I'm gonna connect here, because this seems to connect these stones. If he Hanes, I can just Hane back. And even if he goes here and here, he's not really 100% alive yet. So just gonna make sure I'm nice and connected. Okay, so he does do that. So again, just go here. And he's not alive yet, so he has to add an extra move here. And I can block here, which will damage this a little bit. And I think he still needs to add a move here, because if I Atari here connect, and I go here and down, I believe he only has one eye. Okay, so he does that one. Hmm. So I can Atari here, he connects, and then if I connect here, if it's Sensei for him, then it wouldn't be good for me. So after he connects here, is it still alive? Hmm, there's some weaknesses there. But if I just Tanuki, like say over here, to take a big point, which is making this weaker, hmm, if he cuts here, I can just push through, which it damages it. But he can also play this knight's move, which I believe does let him connect. So I think I'll Atari first, and then I can Tanuki. That way, if he does play this one, I can attach here. If he goes here, here, and here, I can make a ko. Though it does give him a little bit extra if he does try to just take the corner. But again, I think the damage to these stones would be greater. And cutting points I think are okay. So if he cuts here, I go here, here, net. Here, I can just Atari and net again. So this should all be nice and connected. So I think I can go here to put some pressure on this group and also try to grow this top area. And if you try to judge this, you can see that he made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 points, which there is still some Aji here, and maybe a little bit in the corner later. And that's about it. I feel like I should be able to make around that here, but it's not guaranteed. And then with the Sensei I got, I for sure should be able to make more than what he made here. So I can extend here. Anything else I don't think really made sense. Like if Hane, it's pretty obvious there's a cut in here. And there's also a push and cut now. So seems like he's just gonna try and live. And again, it's not that big, so I'm pretty happy to let it live. Okay. This kind of feels like a flower code to me, so I will just go ahead and play it. Then I have co-threads like pushing through. He has co-threads like Ataring, but when I connect here, it makes my outside even stronger. So he just captures. I can Hane here or just extend. If I Hane here, he connects. I go here. Either way would be Gote for me, but this way, if he pushes through, it's a Atari. So it feels better to reduce his liberties here. Okay, so he tries to run out. So I can just jump out here, try to fight. I can try and push and cut. This one, he probably just connects here. I go here and he runs out again, which that seems okay for me. If I try to just push and cut, I have a cutting point here and here, so it doesn't quite feel as good. I can play this Kasumi, which is forcing the connect and then go here, which seems like it's probably the best one. And if he tries to cut, I can just capture this, and then all of this should still be okay. So if I Hane here, and he turns, he can like Atari and connect, but when I capture this, I think it should be alive. He goes here and Hanes. There's some weaknesses here. So I'm thinking like more of a cap works a little bit better here. And again, my main focus shouldn't be killing this. It should be making sure my groups are okay. So he tries to cut. I have a ladder here, but if he Hanes, I can just go here. And if he connects, I connect. That should be okay. Uh, yep, so I'll do that. This is also helping make this more solid. Again, just go here. And if he tries to extend or something, I just cut. And if he turns, I can always just capture if I need to. Or it's still a ladder. So he connects. So I turn here, and when he cuts, I can extend or capture. Capture probably leaves less weaknesses, but then he also gets an Atari here. So extending seems a little bit better. If I go here, I have a lot of cutting points. So what I'm thinking that I'll do is just capture this. Prevents this Atari and cutting these off or these. And also makes it harder for him to cut here. And is also giving me eye shape. And he's still not alive, so he still has to run out, but he still has like this cut here. Um, so if he disconnects, I can Hane. But seems like he's gonna Tanuki first, which maybe he's given up on this. And he's trying to grow this area. But this area seems biggest, and he can't really kill me in one move. But I do think I'm ahead by quite a bit. So I think I'll make this move, which because of this stone, there is some Aji here to where maybe I can take its base away. So I'll just keep my group strong. Okay, so he plays on this side, which I feel like this is a little too close. So I'm probably going to have to fight here. I do have to be careful with this a little bit, but not too much. So I can always just Atari and connect, and then I can capture here. Yeah, and if I go here, he can make a base. So I'm thinking closer is better here again. And he does this again, so of course I'll do the Kasumi to make sure he can't connect under. So he attaches here, so he's trying to make something happen either in the corner or on this side, which giving him this corner doesn't feel that good. If I Hane here, he Hane's back, and then I can Hane and connect. I can also just go here or 3-3, which gives him less options. And I think I'll go here, because I'm splitting his two groups and stopping them from connecting. So I can Hane here, he cuts, I connect. He can go here, I go here, which I think I would kill it first, but he gets stronger on the outside. Um, I can go here, which if he goes here, it's even better. And then if he goes here, it's probably about the same. So I'll just play this one. And if he tries to run out, of course, I'll just push out. And then capturing this is big, and this should be okay. So he's peeping at running this ladder out. And I think I'll just connect here, because then it's making this all nice and strong. He goes here. So now if he pushes here, I go here, here, and then if I turn here, he can like kind of push, so I'm not really getting as much. So I think I'll just capture this to make it nice and solid. And he still has to live here. And again, he doesn't quite have a living shape, so yeah, he does have to try and live. So now to get some points, I think I'll just try and capture this because, well, invading here doesn't seem too easy. So if I can make enough points, it'll make it easier to reduce instead of invade. And so yeah, I'll just capture this. He goes here. If he pushes here, I just capture. If he tries to connect under, I just push Atari and I can connect. Or I can maybe just connect right away and leave the Aji for later. So it doesn't seem too urgent. Um, so I think I'll try and reduce this area. Not sure if this is the best move, but it's the biggest area, and I'm strong here, and strong here. So it should be okay. He goes there. So I could jump out, but he can do a knight's move, and then he's kind of forcing me to be surrounded. So I'm going to play this attach, which if he just hanes, I go here, he goes here. I can run out a little bit further. Okay, so he does this one. So instead, I'm just going to take his corner. So I would call this a success, because even though if I just run out, I'm not really making any points, so I'm just reducing his. But if he just lets me live, then I'm getting points, taking his points away, and reducing his center as well. So he goes there. So now this tiger's mouth seems pretty important. If he played there, I probably would have had to respond like this. And then he could have played here, which would damage my corner. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. So he goes here, trying to damage this. But this doesn't really have any effect on this group, because if he peeps, I can just block. So I think I will just defend my area. He goes there. Of course, I'm going to try and get out. You normally want to try to avoid getting surrounded, though he can peep here. Which I did miss that, but I don't think it's too important because I can just Atari and get out. And this is pretty weak. Hmm. So I should probably just defend my cutting points here. And then because this group is weak, you shouldn't be able to get a good attack on it. And then this is also not 100% alive. Okay, so I could play here, and he still doesn't have enough eyes to live. But if I let him capture these, then this becomes very strong, which makes me a lot weaker. So I need to save these, not just to save the two stones, but to keep this group weak. And if I go here, there's a Atari, and then another Atari, and this also helps me jump out even further. And if he doesn't defend, then I can get some eyes. So he does defend. So I'm going to go ahead and push out this way as well. Because if he lets me surround, this group is not 100% alive. So if he peeps here and I connect, I can jump out both ways. So that should be okay. I don't want to let him connect his two weak groups because then they become stronger. So I think I'm going to push it out this way so I can put some pressure on this group and run out at the same time. So I will jump once more. Okay, so he goes back and he defends that, which is a safe move. But now I can surround this group. And again, if he comes and defends here, I'm getting some profit in the center. Then this is also weak. So if I take this base away, or I can even play on the outside to maybe threaten to force him to live. This, I think, is just a ladder, but then he can like Atari and get out. So maybe I should go here, and I can still jump out. So I don't think this is in any danger. And of course, I'm gonna Hane. He plays this one. So I think I'm just going to make sure this group is safe and jump out. Not sure which one though. Suppose if I play this one, he could peep later and then push and cut. So I think I'll do a more distant one. Or I probably even could have done something like this. He goes here, and if he pushes through, I can Atari. So I think I might push here first, and then if he Hanes, I connect. And then I should still be okay, I think. I can even maybe make the bamboo to make it a little bit stronger. And again, if he tries to cut, I just Atari and he can't connect. Yep, I'll do that one. Also kind of reducing his liberties a bit, so if I Hane here, it becomes a little bit more of an issue. And also makes him harder to do stuff like this to try and surround. Okay, so I think I will peep here. Maybe not, because he can Hane here, and I don't think I can cut him off. So I think I will just jump out and try to connect. Not sure the best way to do it though. Maybe like this. Don't think it really affects me when he does that. And just make a bamboo. And jump again. So if I go here, he pushes and cuts. Then I can kind of jump out here and maybe surround it. If I go this one, push, cut, similar. This one, push. Cutting is a little bit worse, so yeah, I think this one's best. Okay, he blocks. And I will just connect. Alright, if he plays this one, I can Atari first instead of the push. That's much better. And this cut here, this is not really alive yet, so I feel like these are pretty important. So I'll make sure he can't get out, and then he's forced to try and live, which should help me make some points in the corner. And also I should get a few points out here as well. Okay, so I can Hane or cut. Cut, he just goes here, here, here. Then I still capture. If he goes this way, I go here. He extends. I believe he can live in the corner, but then I play here to capture the two stones, and then this is in trouble. So, yep, I think I'll just cut here. And I don't think I have any liberty issues. extend. If he blocks this way, I can turn. Again, there's this Atari, and this is very strong. Just make sure I capture the corner. Okay, so he's gonna try and run this out. I'm just going to connect here because now there's this cutting point. Okay, so he defends the cutting, kind of defends it, like it's still there. Um, but I think I'm just going to capture the two stones and leave that for now, just to make sure this is all 100% safe. And there's also maybe some weaknesses here now, but probably not. Okay, so I'm assuming he's trying to cut here, but I also don't want these to get cut off, so I think I'm going to Atari this one. Then if he connects, I'll extend, which should keep all of my groups connected. And I think it pretty much will protect against this cut as well. Because if he cuts there, I can just capture, so this should be fine. Again, don't want him to get out too easy. Okay. If he cuts here, I connect. If he cuts here, connect this way. So either way should be okay. And all my groups are nice and connected. And I'm getting points here and there as well. Okay, and he resigned, which is probably good. So like if we counted, so black has about maybe 32 points, and this group is a bit iffy, and this group is also a bit weak. Still some Aji over here, and white has probably about 34 without Komi, and white is much stronger because all of his groups are connected. So white is already ahead, um, but has no weaknesses. So black should definitely be losing. But okay, well, thanks everyone for watching. Um, Please like and subscribe. It'll help motivate me to make more videos like this, and let me know that you liked it. And I'll see you next time.